Robert Lopez here on the advisory board for the Customer Show and the Chief Marketing Innovation Officer at North's Collective, and I am super excited to have joined me here today Simon Rollenbeck, Head of Marketing at Komo Technology. Simon, great to have you.
Robert, thanks for having me.
It is awesome to be here with you today. I'm excited for the conversation ahead. Now, Komo is described as empowering brands to capture attention and cultivate lasting customer relationships. Can you share some specific examples of how Komo achieves this for its clients?
Absolutely, Robert. Look, in today's world with an abundance of content and everyone fighting for attention, I think it's really, really important to cut through the noise. Do that in an engaging way. You kind of want to empower the user, spark their interest, and take them on a journey. So I think the Komo platform's awesome in terms of gamifying experiences. If you look at our average engagement time of users, it's between 5 and 6 minutes. I mean, as a marketer, I don't have to tell you, right? Achieving that in today's day and age is really, really hard. But we keep on delivering that. So we work with fantastic brands such as the Customer Show. Today, we're running a scratch and win, lots of great prizes to win, capturing the user's attention, non-intrusively, gathering first and zero-party data. Obviously, with the cookie apocalypse that's upon us, right? That becomes more and more important.
Yeah, it's so true, that zero and first-party data strategy. If companies don't have that in play now, or aren't at least looking at it, they're going to be left behind.
100%.
I guess, as a leading brand, if not the leader in the CX space, what do you think sets Komo apart from other audience engagement solutions?
Yeah.
And how do you guys cater for the needs of such a diverse, unknown client base?
We're obviously still a startup. We're learning every day. We position ourselves as an industry agnostic company. So we're entering a bunch of new verticals every week through some of the new clients that are coming on board. So we're always learning, but I think the key differentiator for us is that we go a lot deeper than a lot of the other solutions out there. Like I said, average engagement times, the sheer variety of different games, and we call them cards, that you can use on our platform really sets us apart as well and just keeps the user engaged for a lot longer. The other element that's extremely important for us is data, where we're going even deeper, but I feel like those two elements, keeping the user engaged for longer and going a lot deeper in terms of the actual engagement, and then the ability to report back on that, define specific cohorts, etc. It's really something that has been an accelerator for us as a business.
Yeah, data is so important. We talk a lot about campaigns, but no one talks enough about post-campaign analysis. What worked, what didn't, how are we as an organisation getting better at what we do through the use of data analysis? I think it's so important. So the Customer Show, what does Komo hope to achieve by being such a big part of this event? And what value do you think that the Customer Show brings back to Komo?
At the beginning of the year, I had a conversation with the team around what they thought about the different events that we attended throughout the year, and the Customer Show was definitely at the top of the list in terms of the connections that we made. I mean, our business is kind of connected here as well, right?
Yes.
Obviously, in a startup environment, and especially with a B2B marketing budget, you've always got to be super focused in terms of where you're spending your money, and you want to get the most ROI out of every dollar spent there. But it was a no-brainer for us to come back to the Customer Show this year. Obviously, we're exhibiting on the floor, trying to engage the users on site, and making more of those meaningful connections. And I think the Customer Show is actually a really, really good platform for that.
Excellent. You spoke before about capturing attention, and this demand for short-form videos, experiences is increasing. I mean, I call it the TikTok effect. I feel like we all give it about 1.5 seconds before we swipe to the next video. How do you guys get to that 5-6 minute engagement level and really capture the audience's attention for so long? What's the key? What's the secret sauce here? I need to know.
Look, if there was one answer I could give you, I'd love to do that. I think it depends on the campaign. It depends on the audience. So the thing I could recommend to marketers to always do is to do your research prior to the campaign. Try and look at your existing data as much as possible. What does your audience care about? What motivates them? We've got some customers in the sports space, for example. When we do an in-stadium activation, it's a very, very different journey than, let's say, activating someone on a trade show floor and trying to capture their attention. Generally, with gamified content and competitions, obviously a nice price tends to get people into the journey a lot quicker, something that they care about. Personalization really makes a huge difference. I think we've heard that across many sessions today, even the one that you just moderated. I think that's getting more and more important. If users get fed content that doesn't make sense for them personally and just seems like a blank approach where you call it spray and pray in marketing, obviously, that's where users drop off and you lose them. So building in, I think, engaging, relevant, personalized elements into your campaign is the one thing that I really see consistently across all the campaigns that we're running with our clients.
Yeah, it's that personalization layer that really drives that engagement, isn't it? Data-driven decision making is crucial in marketing, across all sectors.
Yeah.
How does Komo's platform leverage data analytics and insights to help your clients optimize audience engagement and strategize around that?
Yeah, that's what I was alluding to, where the different touch points, seeing where users drop off, building cohorts and syncing back. I think most importantly, again, we have a CRM capability in the platform, but we also integrate with all of the major CRMs and kind of like be able to feed the data back and forth between that and enrich that to an extent I think is super important. And again, the amount of information that you capture during a 5 to 6 minute engagement time is massive. So one thing we love doing, for example, when our clients run live trivias, is to put in some market research questions, right? Because you might be answering a bunch of fun questions about like the sports scene in Australia, but just dropping in a small market research question, having that like time pressure element where you're competing against others makes you so much more likely to answer it and capture that data. That's one way how we're trying to be creative and work with our customers in terms of how to get more of the interaction. Obviously, it's nice to get engagement time with a brand and have them do a live trivia, but if you can combine that with an additional data layer, being market research, those are the thoughts that we're having as we're building out these different cards, these different games within the platform, to try and capture as much data as possible for our clients.
Well, Simon, thank you so much for joining us here today. I better let you get back to it. Enjoy the rest of the customer show.
Thanks so much, Robert.